Hello, everyone. My name is Amardev Devadass, and today I'll be your MC for this final DEX series. If you don't know, DEX is Design and Experience. For those of you who don't know what this series is about, this is about design and experience for high school students organized by the School of Architecture and Design. This will feature worldwide expert visitors who will educate you and engage the audience on design and trends concerned in 2022. The main goal is to entice and encourage high school pupils to study architecture and design, learn more about art and design with intriguing themes, and students will gain knowledge of the theories and concepts behind underlying each and every single project. For today's theme is Beyond Digital. New technology trends as well as a range of breakthroughs are on the horizon, allowing us to search and discover. Almost every discussion in groups, the the term metaverse is brought up. At the same time, people are starting to learn about emerging technologies such as data fabric and cybersecurity mesh. New technology developments and technology will be crucial for us to learn within this year and in the future, having the influence for the next 3 to 5 years. But now the question arises, how should we prepare to live in the digital world in the future? That being said, let me introduce you to the first speaker, Pete Turn. His real name is Pochara Taweesuk. Peter began working as a character designer for a project that would become known as Wildchain 1 year after graduating from communication design SOAD. As previously said, his firm is as a design lead in Wildchain, and his topic for today is gamifying animal conservation. His interests include gaming, animal conservation, design, and pop culture. Let me bring Pete to the screen. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi, I'm good. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah.
Thank you. Brilliant. Are you ready to introduce your topic?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
All right. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here at the Beyond Digital event. I'm very grateful and honored. So, with this opportunity, I would like to share with everyone an alternative path where gaming and animal conservation converge into one, and why is it very important that we take this action right now. At the moment, the Earth is experiencing the sixth global mass extinction, and within the next 10 years, a million species could become extinct if we don't take any action right now. Even though there are many conservation projects that are trying to help and stop this threat, they are dramatically underfunded. To help them, we need to increase funding for these projects, but the traditional way of fundraising is broken because one, it relies on altruistic donation from the donors, and two, it has low transparency and it also lacks engagement. That is why we are creating a mobile game that you can come and play and also help create impact at the same time. With this project, we would be able to tap into the $24 billion casual mobile gaming market, which we will eventually redirect into animal conservations, making sure that all gamers, all mobile gamers everywhere in the world can become a part to stop this global warming crisis. At the moment, the Wildchain team is developing a free-to-play mobile game for, for everybody around the world with a phone to access. So in the game, you are a digital conservationist, and your journey begins in the African savannah, where your actions includes restoring habitats to its natural state, removing trashes, clean up dirty water, and bringing animals back into your sanctuary. To do this, you can hatch animals from magic eggs, you can raise them from baby to teen to adults, and you can go on quests and many, many more. The game will also teach you the real world problem, the challenges that we are facing, and how we can deal with them. What makes blockchain unique is that we combine real world and virtual world. Whatever happens in the game also impact the real world and vice versa. For example, the animal population in our game matches the real world. And if you plant a tree in the game, we will also be planting a tree in your life. And with blockchain technology, it makes this a possibility. For example, as you can see, in the world, we only have 6,674 cheetahs left. And in the game, there will only be 6,674 cheetahs for players to adopt, which makes the game become collectible and threatened species become valuable. And when you adopt them, part of the money spent will also be donated to conservation projects that are taking care of these animals. And Wildchain use Celo, which is a blockchain that is carbon negative, meaning that it's good for the environment and it does not create a negative impact on the planet. With this game, other than raising funds for conservation projects, we also aim to educate people about real threats that wild animals are facing every day. We also want to engage people. We want to give them a tool that they can take on a daily basis from the comfort of their house to plant a tree, to save animals, to support rangers by buying game items. And we want to enhance wildlife conservation initiatives all around the world with access to new funding sources, visibilities, and so on. So far, WoW Chain have raised 150 million US sorry 150,000 US dollar from our supporters. Even though the game are still in production, we have created our community or a fan base that believe in this project. And so far, we have created these impacts that you can see on the screen, and our projects also utilizes SDGs as a guideline. We have three, as you can see. We have one, climate action, life below water, and life on land. We have already planted 18,000 trees, mangrove trees to be exact, in Mozambique, and that would help us fight off carbon footprints. And this is the team. Our teams are from everywhere around the world. We are very diverse, and everyone works remotely from their own countries. And with this diverse team, we are able to create an innovative solutions for our project. And if you are interested to learn more about blockchain, you can scan the QR code and find more about blockchain. Thank you for your time. You're mute. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened. This isn't finished yet. There's a separate phase known as the discussion stage. So I will see you collaboratively there together. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your amazing presentation.
Thank you.
Let me introduce you to the second speaker, P. Otto. His real name is Phanuphong Songkhong. In terms of his schooling, he attended the School of Architecture and Design at KMUTT. And for his company, he operated as a freelance in a variety of capacities, including sound designer, video editor, and part-time teacher, modeling, simulation, communication design, and SOAD KMUTT, as well as others. Today's theme will be the future of generated media and human creativity. His areas of interest include 3D modeling, visual effects, technology, and memes. So, hello, P. Otto, how are you?
Hello, hello. So can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Your
Yeah,
voice is a little slightly low.
slightly low, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we raise it more. Hello, can you hear me
Yeah.
right now?
It's a little high, but yeah, it's good now.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
but
Hi
I love
everyone.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, shall we start? Just
Are you
as
ready, sir?
that. Yeah, I'm glad to have talk with here. So we should start. Let's go. Okay. In the year 2003, there's a one animation that um, about the two two vegetables talking to each other called VeggieTales. But there's one clip from that video that about this. There's a cucumber talking to a tomato about the future. That in the future, entertainment will be randomly generated, randomly generated. So this cartoon came out at the 2003. It can be described nowadays and somehow future of our society on our society watching entertainment or the medias. And the topic that I'm interested in that is about the future of the generated media and human creativity. Why? Because of let's go. So because of nowadays, yeah, in this in this slide, I will talking about how does it work of the future of the AI generated media, the sad truth of AI, and my experiment with my own student. Okay, let's go. So disclaimer of this talk. This talk will go very shallow on the topic of the AI. I will try to not to make it too complicated and hard to understand for you guys, because of there's a lot of tech jargon, something like that a lot. So I will go really shallow and so go easy. So if I miss something, I'm sorry, because I need to make it easy to understand. So yeah, and if you want to understand it more, please researching it. It's a future, and if you know the tools, you will be better. Okay, so let's go. So in reality, we can see that actually we have living with the AI for a long time. Like we have seen this AI for a long time before. Like we see the AlphaGo play with play play a Go game with the world champion or something. And nowadays we use the AI um, to translate the old language that the human never know before. Why they do that? Why they can do that? And how can they do that? Right? And also we can nowadays we have a driverless car, and even we can try to have some AI film that generated everything by the computer, not ourselves. So um, why does machine learning go so faster more than before and grew more rapidly like this? You can see that after the deep mind that we play Go, we have a lot of AI generated models, or something that we have a lot of generating something like the DALL-E Mini that we can prompt the words, and it can generate into photos or mid journey and stable diffusion. For about the lyric does not exist, they generate the lyrics of the songs that there's no song that had it before, and the person does not exist. They use the AI to create a human face that doesn't exist in the world, because all of it are collected from the human database. You can see that we have a lot of things. Even we have a program that can do the upscaling, can enlarge the picture that very sharp and very not broke the picture. And we have a lot of things, like we have dream fusion that we can prompt a text into 3D models without making something like this. And also we have dream texture, like we don't doing a texture, we don't paint a texture anymore, we don't paint it. Now we just prompt it, something like that. And because of the easiness of that, now we have some controversial, like this one, that there's a can AI won the generating won the award by just themselves, by just someone prompt it, and they make something like this. And if you see the earlier slide, you can see that these on of the AI thingy are really rapidly growing, because of it's just quite 6 or 7 years apart. We come from the AI that play Go into the something like this and into the 3D modeling. How does it happen? It happened because of things like this. In the old AI, we doesn't use GAN or generative adversarial network. Don't worry, it's not hard. I will try to example to you guys. So GAN or generative adversarial network is like we have 3 things. Like we have, first thing, we need to have a real sample of the thing that you train or you want to make. After that, we have the generator, and we have a discriminator. Yeah, we have a discriminator to decide which is that the thing that generator generate is looks like the things that in the real sample yet. I will show you the simple process. So for example, I prompt it. I want a dog. So the what the first thing we need to do is we need to put a sample of real dog. A lot of picture of the dog, not just only one, but we have a lot. Then we send it to discriminator to watch it and memorize it or and compare it with the generators. And you can see that the generator will generate a random photo of dog, which is not similar or something. But this is the first step, so it would look like this. But when it's sent it to discriminator, it will reject because it's not real. So it will return a generator and told the generator that you need to generate it more precisely with more sample. So the generator do it more and more until it became out something like the dog. So you can see that nowadays every AI use something like this. So it use scan method to create something like this with million or millions image sample of things. As you can see from the Midjourney community showcase, this you can somehow you can know that it's like mix and match a picture with a lot of Photoshop and try to assemble the artist style to mimic some artist style into the photos. But it's the good thing of it is easier to generate than the old method because it does not require human power that much. It requires computation power more than human. So but the bad thing is, if you can see, sad truth is coming because of the easiness of this one. First thing is most important one. This scan need to be fed with an original image. So if it doesn't fed with original image, discriminator will not know what is true or not, and it will generate a weird result like this. Oh, so scared, right? Yeah, because of discriminator doesn't know what it needs to be generated. Second thing is most of the beautiful AI generate photo were cherry pick. They generate from a thousand of maybe just 100 of photos and picking one, because of if you prompt a little, you just will have a so similar result, something like this. So which is with the next problem with it, you need to know a lot of technical terms, or you need to know a lot of prompt. It's like you know how to say to the computer. So go to the penguin, you can see that we need to specify which art style, how does it paint, how weight, how many detail, what animals in the picture are using or wearing, or even the framing. And this prompt is just a simple one. And also the photography you can generate it, but yeah, you can see that even with quite a bit of prompt, a bit of words, it still look weird, but with it can suggest you that it happened because of more that's called more important words, they have more important terms in it. And also not last, but before the last downside of it is need supervise. This one is a big case long time ago in I think 2014. this one is called AI. This one is a chatbot. Yeah, it's working like the GAN models, because the GAN model is come like that. But the bad thing is this chatbot is being fed by the trolls, by the something bad, by the bad people. So there's no supervisor to her. So in the end, the internet makes her racist and bad. So this why and after that they shut down this AI, this chatbot, because of that problem, and not bringing up again because of that. And it's quite concerned because of now it's about the user. So yeah, so it's now it's about the laziness of user. Recently we have a problem that we have a AI that can mimic the famous art style, and internet doesn't like it, and they will have a plagiarization that they copy the art style of some others and try to monetization it. So to monetize it, yeah. So you can see that they want somebody just prompt the simple words and just sell on the stock. So it's like a quite a moral problem that should be done that or not, because of it's not our work, it's not our thing, it's not our thing, it's not our skill. It's just a computation, and you just staying here and told the computer to do that. So let's go to my experiment. My experiment is quite fun because I'm teaching in the university, and my student are teaching 3D modeling. So I asked them to do the 3D modeling based on AI generated photos. As you can see, our world our human imagination can go further than that, because of we have no limits like the like the computer, because of we can our imagination can be changed every time. And you can see the top photo is the very first week of them, and the bottom photo is the last week of this work. And you can see that they make the work look different, quite different, or they can make the work more better, or they can add more their style into the work. You can see that it's on our imagination. So it makes me thinking about two artists, which is quite similar to the AI generating. So the first one is Francis Bacon. So if you can see his painting, actually his painting is quite reference in the AI a lot, because of his art style and his style of painting. And if you he do a lot of experimentation with the colors and feeling also, and you can see the face of a human in his work. You can see that the face of human is look like him, is look like AI generated, but this one is done by human, and it came before the computer even good at the computing. The next person is, I need to look at this name, Sislaw Beklinski. Yeah, Sislaw Beklinski. He is a Polish painter, and he's painting like a mid journey, right? You can see that because his painting is come from his nightmare or dream. So that mean what does it mean? It mean he a human, we can paint it something that more than the prompt or the someone else told you, but you can paint something that come from inside of you, something like that, and which is good, right? Yeah, and you should looking into this more than using the AI somehow. Yeah, and for the last thing that I want to show you that nowadays we have a lot of platform to show our works. We can see the human creativity on around there, and more than this you can see everything right. You can see the lot of good and bad things, but yeah, that's on of human imagination. So it is fine for your, but this I would so it's like now we have a question. You maybe you ask me a question that um you can you use the AI? So I will answer you that you can use the AI, but don't use it too much. And yeah, but should you against the usage of the AI? Is no, because AI help us for do complex tasks and somehow expand our imagination. And also don't let the AI replace your ability to create things. You need to do something by yourself first, then you need to the AI to expand your skill. So yeah, that's it. Thank you club. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Otto. That was a good
Yeah.
presentation and a great avatar as well. So again,
Yeah.
I'll see you in the discussion stage along with the
Yeah.
other people. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
Let me introduce you to the third speaker, Pitong. His real name is Karun Warapongsittikul. He received his education from SOAD for Industrial Design KMUTT, and he's the Chief Operation Officer for 4Digit Thailand Company Limited. He's also an ex-Google engineer and product design specialist. First theme today, it will be about the core pillar of digital product design is human understanding. Design thinking, product creation, son and daughter, digital transformation, and cutting edge technology are among his areas of interest. So, hello, sir. How are you doing? Sir, you're mute.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry.
No worries, sir. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good.
Are you ready for your presentation?
Yeah,
Okay, brilliant, sir.
okay. So, let's get started from introduce myself. My name is Karun Warapongsittikul. I am the user experience specialist and also the chief operation officer of 4Digit and also the ex Google developer expert in the category of product design. So, at 4Digit, we are the digital experience consultancy company, which is the multinational company. We has uh, the headquarter in Tokyo, Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh, and Osaka. So mostly we do the full spectrum of digital product design since user research and define the research result, analyze it into the design. And we do the user experience design and user interface design and also the development part as well. So let's start uh, our topic. We are now in the age of disruption since uh, 2000 to 2015. So, in the age of disruption, the traditional industry boundary have dissolved, and the customer has more power than ever. The brand loyalty has less power. People can just abandon the brand by just a single bad review on the internet. And also, the technology acceleration create a new way of operation process, and also a new possibility, a new a new a new possibility of many things. So, as Steve Jobs said, he said that you have got to start the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. What does it mean? It means that every innovation is start from the people. Every innovation should understand the people. I will introduce you about the user experience. You may heard this term before. The user experience is uh, anything that you interact between the system or the UI with the user and how it feedback to you, how it leave an experience, neither good or bad. But we cannot design experience, but we can design for user experience. Imagine that this picture, the fast food. Many people has multiple opinion about the fast food. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. Some say it's too oily, some say it's look yummy. Compared to the fine dining, many people said fine dining is good. It should be delicious. It should have a good ingredient and with a high skill chef to serve you in beautiful environment. But if your user or if your customer is this kid, what do you think he will prefer? Burger or fine dining? Absolutely, kids love burger. So that means you have to think about the user before 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 the end solution. So the human and computer interaction has evolving during a day, since it is a command line to the first user interface. But now we have multi-device journey, and in the future, we may have the augmented reality or the metaverse. People can interact with computer or the system in multiple ways, and also they can interact between like the avatar and real world. Everything is merging together. But the core thing is it all starts with the user. It all starts with you have to understand the human before you jump into the conclusion of your product. You should aim for more than customer satisfaction. You have to impress them. You have to not just give them a good experience, but shape their memories and infuse the experience with emotional resonance and focus on both customer and employee experience as well. So, if we want to define a good user experience, the baseline is it should be function. The functional should be reliable and it should be usable. For the emotional part, to make the user love your product, you should understand about the convenience and also the pleasurable. And the last one at the top of the pyramid is how it meaningful, how it benefit your user. So let's start from the simple question. If you want your children to enjoy their meals, what should you do? If you have to design something for the kid, for the children, to let them enjoy their meal better, maybe we should try to research them about which activity that gives them a good memory, which activity that they love, what kind of activity that kids love, what kind of emotion when they interact with things. So the three factors that we need to research and we need to understand is their activities, their behaviors, and their emotions. So these are the three core pillars that we have to discover before we jump into the solution. So most of the time we use the design thinking framework by empathize them, understand their problem, understand their need, and understand everything about their user journey. After that, we analyze and synthesize the data to define what we should do. And we ideate a lot of possibility to 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 diverge the idea later. We did a prototype to test, and after that, after we got the test result, we empathize them again and improve it continuously. So the first question before you do the digital product is who is the user? Why we have to understand who is the user? Because people, different people interact with product in different contexts, such as the first woman. these are product about the map. She interact with the map while she running. So that means she did not look at the phone all the time. She pick it up and she keep it down and still and continue running. But compared to people who use the map while driving, their need is the precise and clarity of the UI of the user interface, and also maybe the voice UI or anything that they can interact with the device without using a hand. But if you're sitting at the office, you have full set of keyboard and mouse, so you can interact with it easier. Or if you interact with the map while you are moving, so different contexts shape different product, and also different user has different needs. We have to empathize them. We have to understand them. But how to empathize? Actually, the user research takes an important role to empathize the user, because first one is you are not your user. You have to understand who they are. You have to understand their needs, their goals, and also their ability to interact with the product. The handicapped people cannot interact with product the same way with normal people. Or if you design the device for an astronaut, maybe they have a huge globe that they cannot touch on a touch screen precisely as normal people who use the product on Earth. So you have to understand who they are, understand their context of use, understand their need. Actually, there's a lot of user research technique, since from the behavioral research to the attitude research. Some of them is better for qualitative study. Some of them is better for quantitative study. But we have to combine multiple methods to find out what you are, to find out what you have to do, to find out what is the important factor that will affect to your product. And the most important thing is you have to understand their mental model. Mental model is a term. The definition is the combination of the user past experience, their knowledge, and also their understanding of human and computer interaction. So if we can understand the user mental model, that means we can design a better product that make user understand it without the need of tutorial. So if the user they interact with the system, they always think about how can I interact with them. That's their mental model. The designer should design and revise based on the user mental model to make the system match with their mental model. That make the design better. Imagine that if you designing for the same product, let's say you are designing the accounting platform for different kind of merchant. If you design for the first one, who is the businessman, it can be more complicated. But if you design for the local merchant, it can be less complicated. And if you design for the SME, every people has their own need and also their context of use. So we have to understand all of them. You have to understand their need, their goal, their culture, and also their emotional need, emotional goal, motivation, everything before you design a better product. Because user experience is the combination between art and business and science. We use a lot of multiple scientific process to validate our design and also validate the user expectation. We need to make it beautiful because we are designer. The visual aesthetic is a must as well. And also we have to understand the business requirement. So you have to understand the business. You have to understand the expectation of each stakeholder in the company to define a good UX. Normally, we use this framework. The framework invented by me is called the content canvas. We start with the project purpose, and after that, we do the 10 research, and we state the how might be statement. The upper part, the purple part, is the business research, and the largest part is the user research. We will we will define who is your user personas and also what is their problem, what is their motivation, the trigger to use the product, and also their insight about and their perspective about the problem they encounter, and also the competitor, more direct competitor, indirect competitor, and also the alternative behavior and their journey along the way from start to complete the task. After that, we define the solution and and in this part, we have to know what is the enabler and also what is the production process and the timeline. So if you want to design a good digital product, you need to consider about the value of product, about their inspiring vision, about the user centricity, the uniqueness and attractiveness, and also it should reduce the friction of use. And most importantly, it should be the product and market fit. The value for user, you should satisfy their expectation and also have some emotional connection. Also, give them the delightful journey and easy to use, easy to understand as a fundamental. And also a value for business. You should have a clear UX strategy and brand's digital identity. You have to increase the customer loyalty and customer referrals and also the customer centered culture and has a strong digital advantage as well. So normally the phase in product development process, it starts from the orange part, which is the product strategy, and come to the design thinking process, the double diamond at the center. And after that, it becomes the product delivery process, which is we use the agile development and continuous development process. So these are the a framework that we always use in 4 digit, and that's how we make the product better and better. So thank you for today. That's end of my presentation.
Thank you, Pitong. Thanks for that wonderful presentation. And as I mentioned before, there's a phase two, the discussion stage. So I'll see you there. Thank you, sir. Thanks. See you again. Now, let me introduce you to the final speaker, P. Ridha. His real name is architect Ridha Razak. Ridha Razak is a transdisciplinary creativist who has studied in Australia, Austria, Japan, and Malaysia with 20 years of expertise. He's the director at Abraz Architect for his firm. He works as a chief executive officer in Citizen Plus I.io. His theme for today is Metaverse and its future. His interests include events and networking, collecting NFT, bicycling, and football. So let me please bring P. Rida onto the screen. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hello, Omar. How are you?
Good, sir. So
Yeah.
are you ready for your presentation today?
Yes, I can't wait to speak to the future leaders of the of tomorrow. Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me to share on my topic, beyond digital metaverse and the future. First and foremost, I would like to, as Omar mentioned just now, introduce a little bit about myself. I'm a transdisciplinary professional in many areas, and also a member of architects, engineers, and many more. And also, I also lead a lot of companies from architecture, creative agency, training, events, and also blockchain, and currently metaverse. And reflecting, since we're talking to some of the high school students, I'd like to share some of my journey from my high school until where I am now. Started after 18, went to the university. I always stress on lifelong learning and learn many things from IT to architecture. And from there, I did my architecture after graduate. And then from there, I like sharing knowledge and set up training company and also create social enterprise working with people. And now I'm heavily involved with blockchain, NFT, and Metaverse. And today, I will take you to a journey towards outer world of Metaverse. I think you guys have been hearing that. But life during pandemic was quite hard, but because of the phone we have, and media, it makes it a little bit easy. But a lot of challenges, mental block. Yeah, everyone feel that. A lot of restriction rules, limited reserve market, tight budgets, many more. I am sure you all feel the same way. Yeah. But with that, I observed my kids during the pandemic. They were playing Minecraft, Roblox, PKXD, and many more among us. And the youth at that time was engaging with a lot of students looking into Gather Town, Mozilla Hub, Sansa, and also the young ones looking into Horizon, Decentraland, and CryptoVoxel. Make me think that now a lot of people are slowly engaging with Metaverse. Yeah. But what is Metaverse? For us, 25 years ago, I was studying in Australia. We were talking about cyberspace, but a lot of people actually didn't believe in Metaverse. And now the word Meta is bouncing around, especially when Mark Zuckerberg talked about Meta in October last year. Then it becomes like a buzzword for everyone. But now, what do you think Metaverse is? For me, Metaverse is an iteration of internet supporting persistent online 3D virtual environment with human immersive experience. What it is, meaning that last time you were in Web 2, it's all 2D. Now you're going to the new generation of Web 3, which is 3D. But what I like to bring is actually Metaverse would be an extended space to coexist between physical and virtual world through a lot of things, VR, AR, and many gateways. Yeah. And there are 4 types of Metaverse that I've been studying. One is the first speaker was saying, gaming Metaverse, which I like his project about sustainability. And then now you are seeing a lot of people doing Metaverse. I call it the independent Metaverse, which doesn't have an address. And the interdependent Metaverse, like a lot of the real estate Metaverse that people are talking about. And the last part, what Korea City Council is doing is the big data Metaverse, which is a digital twinning, looking into getting data out of the city to make the city better. So what can you do in Metaverse? Many things. You can socialize, shop, work, game, watch, and many others. As time goes by, many other things will crop up. And this is true with the Metaverse development in the world. Metaverse real estate is coming, music is coming, automotive is coming, banking, the music events, and many more. And in Malaysia, we have a lot of adoption from the events, fashion, education, human resource, commerce, tourism, agriculture, healthcare, and banking. Right now, the most interesting thing is the education and also human resource, where some of the companies already setting up Metaverse for newly hired to actually learn about the job scope. And banking having a lot of hackathon for young for designers of Metaverse to actually be part of the banking financial service. And my team, I would like to share some of my team projects. My team consists of multidisciplinary architects, gamers, lawyers, and also programmers. We led by my advisors from the NFT market, world architect, leaders, and security. Yeah? And our service is basically looking to architecture and urban planning, physical, but now we're looking into independent Metaverse, real estate Metaverse, and memory Metaverse. And some of the things that we got into the news when we won the developers non-fungible terrace project last year about making houses into an NFT by democratizing it, and many more things. And we even featured in Tatler, Hong Kong. But these are interesting. But my company's business model now is actually looking into independent Metaverse. We do a lot of our clients. At the same time, we teach businesses how to engage Metaverse into their business. And currently, we are doing 2 very exciting projects, Asia Cyber City Metaverse and Metaverse as a storage. And these are some of the Metaverse that we've done. One for the NGO, for the exhibition, one for NFT artists. And these 2 is for Fashion Week and exhibition. And we reconstruct some of the old buildings. Yeah, I'll show you one by one. Yeah, this is the first project. To make a Metaverse is not that difficult. You have to get an idea or design, or if you do a digital twin, get the agreement for the landlord. Then you build the 3D model in a low polygon software like SketchUp, Blender, and many more. From there, you can bring in to other platforms like Spokes, Hubs, Spatial IO, and many others. And from there, you build the 3D inside the Metaverse. and you can start to use it and test it out with the functionality and link it up to web links like Facebook, whatever, or even NFT marketplace. And then from there, you create the event. That's exciting, as simple as that. But what happened was last year, I organized the first NFT exhibition with the local marketplace, Pentas. So that was quite exciting with 29 artists. But what this one was very exciting. I own an event space. So at that time, we were doing fashion show, and the archive of the fashion show was in the Metaverse. So people can visit while, if not, get to go to the fashion show. And some of my friends actually started to rent our Metaverse to make birthday parties for their beloved ones. And the second project is quite exciting also. We were talking about looking at books, old buildings, and how it has been demolished. And then now looking at reconstructing it and getting youth to come in and actually exhibit their artwork. This is some of the avatars that people have started coming, and very interesting. Another project that I want to share is a project that we work for the NFT artists. So they actually, the project is about skull. So we actually started to sketch the design and sketch the master planning, just like doing a building. And then at the same time, we started modeling and we have meeting with the client. And from there, we started replanning what is to position everything and the signages. And that's how it looks like after finish. And after finish, we use it for many things like visit gallery, meeting, selfie, discussion, e-commerce, stallings, and then many other things. These are some of my clients. They had a meeting in the Metaverse. And yeah, little bit video on the NFT. I like to collect NFT, so I have a lot of this. And just to give you a glimpse of how you can go into the Metaverse, meeting other people, experiencing the space that you cannot build in the real world, which is very expensive. And then another project that is interesting is into education. We were working with a teacher in the suburbs. He's a very propeller of NFT in animal tigers. So we wanted to build a metaforest for kids, for his students to learn about endangered animals. So as you go along to the Metaverse, you start to actually go through and see the animals and you collect points, like a gamification. Yeah, this one is like orangutan. We selectively choose, and then it's all within a village, so you can go there. This one we use Unity. All right. So now the upcoming project that we're doing is what we call the Metaverse as storage, bridging personal photo to memory verse. So we are trying to break the issue of your phone having a lot of photos. So what we do is going to do a cloud system where we bring the cloud, and then you can actually self-curate your cloud through photo minting, and then from there we will auto curate to the Metaverse, and you can actually go to the Metaverse and see your photo. The idea is that we will actually connect with some of the symmetries that people have, and then from there people can actually learn about their descendants in the future. Another project that we're looking at is Metaverse City that we're working on. It's quite exciting as well. Looking into how you can own a land and a house, and then from there you can actually bring your NFT inside, experience all the spaces, and everyone can have the land. And then you can actually walk through the city. You can have a city under the on the ground, above the ground, or underground, or everywhere. Yeah, it's really exciting days now for Metaverse. Yeah. So this is the future housing that we plan to do. I have spoken to some of the Metaverse architects, thinking of how to actually not doing digital twin for houses, but actually doing extended spaces for houses in the future in Metaverse. You can have many things in the Metaverse. This one like a theme park. Yeah, exciting days ahead. Then you can even have like you can go to the experience with your friends, go to the rocket and fly to the moon. many things. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now, what will be the future? What do you think the future is? Rightly, today's the speaker. They're talking about many things about gamification, AI, product design, and also in product design. It all relates to metaverse, and I see that metaverse as a service will be the future job for all the youth. And you should be looking into three types of education, which is one is becoming a designer of space. Number two is actually looking into using gaming softwares, know about what are the different gaming engines, like when to use it, especially like you want to do game, you use Unity and Unreal or many more. If you want to use mobile device, choose the right one like Play Canvas or Construct or others. Or you want to do a simple one, you can just actually upload in Spatial IO or on Cyber. Yeah, that's right. And then the other one is think about phygital application to the real life. Like just now, the first speaker was talking about gamification sustainability. That's a way of bringing things into physical to digital, digital to physical. Yeah. And the last part is actually metaverse for outer space. So we have a lot of dialogues about how metaverse will be widely used when people start to travel to Mars or to the moon. So that's another thing that is going to happen in the future. So at the end, in my conclusion to all, start your journey in metaverse by number one, attend advocacy training like today. Thank you very much for coming. Number two, experiment and research. Go into the web and find all the software like 3D making, gaming engines, Web3 programming, and try it out. And then try out metaverse applications like ArtStep, Spatial IO, Gather Town, Sansa, Mozilla Hub, On Cyber, Play Canvas, Unity, Unreal, Coco, Construct, and many more. Try 3D softwares like Blender, SketchUp, and many more, and engagement tools, and how to bring this engagement tool into the metaverse. Use a lot of Discord. And lastly, familiarize with NFT digital asset like land, digital 3D asset development, land, so that you can bring back this to the metaverse in the future. You already know about Roblox and Minecraft, so you have the skills of voxel. So basically, it's just bringing to the next level for all the youth. Yeah. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now, as mentioned before, we'll move on to the phase two, which is the discussion session. So I'll meet everybody there. So now we're first.
Oh, hi.
Okay, nice. We're missing Sir Ridha, right? Sir Ridha Razak. Okay. Okay. Good to have everybody here. So this is the phase two session. We will discuss a question that we have pre-made. We'll also take questions from the viewers as we're live right now. So if it comes, pop it in this slide over here. So starting off, this is a broader. Anybody could jump in anytime and answer whatever they feel like, depending upon the perspective. So starting off with the first question, how should innovation relate to your industry?
So, who will start first?
Uh,
Anybody can jump in.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start from me. So actually, I live in my industry has directly relate with with an innovation because we do the user experience, we did the cutting edge technology, and also we create an innovation for the company. And so actually, innovation has a lot of meaning. So to make we are in the age of disruption, as I said in the presentation. So we try to cultivate a new culture of working style and also to create a new things that disrupt with the old problem or the old product that is not working for the modern world anymore. So innovation can help a lot of things in the future. And if you define the innovation, it can be it can be many things. It's not like reinvent the wheel. It can be the optimization of the existing product to make it like shift the paradigm of the product, or use the practical solution, combine it together to create a new innovation. So it depend actually innovation is depend on how you use it and why do you use it for.
That's a nice answer, sir. Anybody have separate perspective, different take on this question?
Hi, I think I would agree with Pitong because like my project also relies like heavily on innovation as well. For example, like how blockchain can help with animal conservation. How do we like find new ways to increase funding with like games and blockchain? How do we make donation transparent? And all that would require like innovation and reinvention of new traditional ways of doing things. Like as I mentioned before, like the fundraising in the traditional way, it's not transparent. People doesn't have enough engagement with the projects, but with like innovation like blockchain technology, and then we come out with the game, people can now see transparently where like their money goes, what the project is doing, but also like having fun at the same time.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for that answer. Sir Ridha, Sir Otto.
Uh, mm, oh yeah, okay. I will do first. Okay. Actually, I agree with you both with PP with you to PP because of uh, I am new in this industry and my work is is in a VFX area right now, and we have a lot of innovation to learn because of this thing very helps us to achieve the result easier than before, and it's it's innovative, and also it can help you get to the result that sometimes it's made the client requirement better, something like that. Yeah,
Right. Thank you, sir. And I love the get up that you have on right now.
actually
uh,
I am in the I am using the deepfake right now.
uh-huh. It's
Yeah.
quite nice. What about you, sir Rida? Do you have different perspective on this?
All right. For innovations, it's actually quite a big word, innovations. But for today's topic, we're talking about technology beyond technology, right? So if it's talking about technology, is that all? I think over the years before the pandemic, all the industries looking at innovations in tech in a certain particular way. Like myself in the architecture industry, we're only talking about operation, product delivery. We're not even talking about the marketing and brands and also the operations. So with during this pandemic, it's so beautiful that with innovations, we should be looking more like I'm from Malaysia. I look really big to Thailand because of their forward thinking of creative economy. We are quite left behind on this. So for innovations now, is what's beautiful that creative economy is starting to come, and we should be looking at the technology transformation holistically in all angles, which is the how to get the business, the operations, and delivery at the same time. So that's my take on innovations in the future. Because future we cannot have a single degree anymore. We have to have multiple education and lifelong learning. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the perspective. And is there any questions from the online viewers? No. Then I'll proceed to the second one. So, does this concept need to be revised for some people, or will people of earlier generation be able to adapt to this new normal or this new ideas?
I have one thing that in my mind. Yeah. about this because because I'm youngest up on you, but in my I have a very old mindset that somehow technology and skill must be going together. It shouldn't be used, and the human shouldn't be lazy, right? But however, sometimes the newer generation doesn't know the the older the older works. They doesn't know how the things goes. So I think sometimes, wait, I forget the questions. Yeah, let's
Uh,
can you show me
it's
again.
at it's at the
Yeah.
bottom. Are you able
Oh
to?
yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, it quite needs to be revised and need to show to the younger generation about the usage of it, and don't let them using and steal it their own skill or something like that. Yeah. Sorry.
okay. Any perspective on this?
So, from my perspective, as I think innovation always have a boundary. At the
Mm,
start, innovation is is a new product, so it may be used by some of the early adopter. But to move from early adopter to the majority part of people, that innovation should be immersed into the people lifestyle without they knowing how about the technical things behind it, such as the microwave. Some people, only a few people know how microwave work. So if you want to adopt the blockchain technology, so that means you have to make it like widely widely adoption by people without noticing it's a blockchain. So right now, the in in 2020, since 2020, the early adopter work harder to try to adopt a lot of new technology, a lot of new innovation. But some innovation is still on demand. It's still not product market fit yet because it cannot move from the early adopter to the majority, such as like blockchain technology or the virtual reality, the augmented reality. uh, some people use, but it doesn't use for the majority of people because it doesn't have any like any clear use case. So to shift from an innovation into the everyday product, it should change this boundary first.
So, do you think this is for you? Coming back to what you said, this would be a gradual process.
Time will tell,
Time will tell.
because uh like elder people, they can use iPad, they can
Mm-hmm.
use iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the user experience or the usability is good enough for majority people to use.
Okay, that's a really interesting take, sir. Anybody got a different take on this?
Yeah, I can share a little bit. I just had a very interesting discussion about this yesterday. We were actually doing analysis of Gen X, Y, Z in terms of adoption for tech. So when we're talking about Gen Z, they are actually living with the technology, and you're talking about Gen Y, we actually adaptable to the transformation because during Gen Y, that's the start of all eBays and also what else? Friendster, Facebook, And when you talk about Gen X, they were the creators of the technology at the start, like Tong was saying just now. So what is interesting is that we can never have 100% adoption for all generations. Why? Amar, you're from India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends from India and also Pakistan.
Right.
And the amount of if you look at generational adoption, is already hard. Look at affordability
Right.
adoption, where
Right.
countries 70% are poor. They don't even have devices.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's quite hard. So I think Tom just now said it rightly that it's all about making it an ease for, I think would be urban context where people start to embrace the technology. And like some of my friends who are 80 to 90 years old, although they are not into technology, but they have no choice to have to give money to their grandchildren to pay for the Roblox and Minecraft Robux money. That's already another angle of how things are actually going into force. I think some of you are parents, maybe you have already buying Robux for your kids. I have too. So these are the unforeseen adoptions that although they're not adopting the technology, but they are giving consent to the technology. So that will be encouraging for all others to actually starting to go into moving towards it. This similar to also talking about VCs. Then we're looking for VCs, right? So the VCs usually a lot are seniors, very senior people. They have money. They want to pump into the startup companies, right? But they don't know how to do it. Do they know should they actually adopt the technology, or should they believe and give the chance to the youth to do the technology? So that's another angle that should be looking at. All right, that's my take. Thank you.
Okay, that's a different perspective, definitely. What about you, Peter?
Yeah, I think I would agree with everyone's opinions, and I would like to add to Tom's opinions as well, because I've seen it from my personal experience with my mom, my aunt, older people in my family. Like before, my mom knows about Grab, she'll cook dinner every day, but now that she know how to use food delivery service, she doesn't cook anymore. She'll just order it, and it applies to blockchain as well, because we also know that not a lot of people, not the majority per se, like they don't know about blockchain yet, and they might feel like they don't know enough, so they might not be able to adopt blockchain. So we make sure that blockchain can operate separately from blockchain as well. Like you can play the game, you can help the environment as well, but blockchain will come in and track the donation for you. You don't have to know anything about it, but you just know that it's transparent because of this technology. And I think over time, people will be more comfortable about the technology, and they will start to open up. I think it's all about mindset and open-mindedness as well, to learn and take time. So I think once we have when we have familiarized them with the technology, when they see the technology as a help, not a threat, or something that is difficult to understand, they will start to learn and to adopt and to incorporate them like in life. But as Kutam said again, like time will tell.
Okay, time will tell. So you believe it would work better if it's integrated with other things, not just straight into that idea
Yes.
itself.
Because it's the questions like, why do I need to know about blockchain if I don't need to use it, right? But it's become like the new currency system that the majority of the world is starting to adopt, because it's transparent, it's decentralized along that line. So people would start to be like, oh, I need to get onto this because I'm gonna be left behind. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is Ridha, are you trying to say something?
Yeah. Like funny things that I really like Wild Chain project, and because talking about sustainability, because last year when the movement of FOMO for block NFT came, there was this project marketplace called Doing Good for sustainability, where they partnered with a lot of other organization NGOs. So when people buy NFT, they can actually contribute, right? So similarly, when I had a meeting with the former Minister of Trade of Indonesia, he gave me a challenge, and some of the Indonesian challenge, that we are all looking into physical, digital, right? But how do we go from digital to physical? Creating KPIs for impact to the society and sustainability. That what I think is the challenge to all of us. And I think WildChain is trying to do it, and it's a starting point for everyone. So everyone should be looking at how, like physical to digital. I don't know what's the word for digital to physical lah. Someone have to figure out, but that's a big challenge to everyone to make it a sustainable world. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this goes well with the upcoming question, unless there's an okay. What we discussed now would go with the upcoming. Like, please share your opinion regarding how we could live with digital both now and the future.
So I think digital will take part of our life more than ever because
Mm,
right now the knowledge of digital product development is accelerating fast, very fast,
mhm,
and uh, in no time the digital will immerse with your life with like effortless execution
mhm,
more than ever. Such as
mhm,
if you imagine, I can right now I can set up my house IoT within a single within about a few click. But
mhm,
in the near future, maybe you can set up your own IoT device without any click, just turn on the device and
mhm,
it will all connected. So
mhm,
technology will help us to immerse to the digital life easier. Like right now, people always meeting online. Imagine the world like just only 5 years ago, nobody meeting online. We have to go to our office. But now working from home is a new normal because the technology is easier to use. And
mhm,
also like right now I don't have cash in my wallet for about 2 years already because I use 100% cashless. Even a street food store, they can accept the cashless payment. So that means digital is immersed to our life and make our life easier by using an easier usability and easier user interface and lower the learning curve of people. So even even a toddler can use an iPad or iPhone. So I think uh, in the future, digital will take part of our life more and more, and the complex technologies such as blockchain, quantum computing, it will be come to our life in easier form in the near future.
mhm. Oh, okay. Right. Thank you. Piotr, Peter, Rida.
Yeah,
Yes.
from Pitong talk and makes me think about two things that in the future, either one of this will happen to us, we will merge with the digital world, or the digital world will merge into us because of recently we nowadays like the pandemic times we merge ourselves into the digital world more than physical world because of the lockdown, right? And because of that we have a lot of digital life, a lot like the digital influencer, like the cashless payment, like the blockchain, something like that that requires less of the physical interaction. And somehow I'm kind of afraid that one day the human will be just merge into the machine and become one of the computer, and not we just like we just transfer our consciousness into the machine, and then we become the beyond digital, that like that thing that like the concept that we have. And somehow I think, or in the opposite way, the digital will merge into us, like the if you watch the if you watch the animation or you play a game, you will know the cyberpunk, right? That the human have some cybernetic implant to to help them have more physical ability or have more um, digital ability by themselves. but in that way we have a lot of more problems goes on, like the crime increasing or something like that. Yeah, I think something it will be something like this, one of one or another, something like that. Yeah.
So I would have to ask you a point. Do you think it would be impossible if an individual choose to not indulge themselves with this technology, with this day and age? Do you think it's impossible, or they have to like be
I
caught up?
I feel it's impossible because it's not forcing us, but it's kind of, what does it mean? It eroding us by a little, by a little. It's consuming us by a little every time. Like we doesn't know blockchain. Even it's happened long time ago, but now we know it and we somehow kind of use it, right? Or we even know the things that call VTuber or the virtual influencer that we have a long time ago, but yeah, we just kind of accepting it. And sometimes you what country is it that accept the Bitcoin? You can see that it's
Yeah,
kind of
El Salvador.
yeah, El Salvador. Yes,ครับ. Thank you,ครับ. Yeah, it's like it's coming to our society little by little, but like พี่ตอง พี่ตอง said time will tell. One day we will be digital, or digital will be us, something like that.
But there's always a laggard. Even today, there's some people still believe that the world is flat.
Yeah, because they ignore ครับ they ignore, but they ignore because they have their own belief. And then one day if they if the I don't know, it's like the one who they believe like to do something that like to use a blockchain, and they will believe that the world is blockchain somehow. Yeah. It's like sometimes it's time will tell. Something like that.
I would like to ask something personally, but anybody could answer this. What would you say to the people that are still skeptical about this whole idea of blockchain? Still, it's something that will take away my money, or something that I can't trust. What is your point of view for this?
Actually, I want to tell because I am very skeptical about blockchain a
Okay.
lot. Actually, because of the first thing that I have is non-centralized, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not belong to the authority or the large, the higher bank. And if you can see the example a lot by like the Luna coin or the many of the rug pull that happens. So it lacks of it lack of, what does it can mean? Trust, right? Lack of yeah, it's it need a lot of the proof that when you when you are doing that, you need to sure that you gain something back.
Mm-hmm.
And I very skeptical about the blockchain because of that. And also the it's on inside the internet, right? It's not physical. So if it's gone, it you doesn't know where it's gone because it already encrypted. So but nowadays we have some of the, I think some of the ministry, right, are kind of going to control that. The government try to centralize that, so it's quite more safer than before. And
So
you know, right, that the criminal online that you use the like the ransomware, they use the blockchain to pay the ransom, the ransom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really dangerous some way.
Okay.
so actually everything has pro and con. Block
Mm-hmm.
blockchain is just a technology behind behind the cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
It's like gun. You can use gun for to kill people, or you can use gun to other reason,
Mm-hmm.
or anything can be used for good or for bad. So for me, blockchain is amazing technology. Not to mention the cryptocurrency because that's quite sensitive things. But I am actually even I support Bitcoin, but I did not support to other cryptocurrency. So each one has the philosophy behind the and the reason to make. So I believe in something, but I don't force other people to believe in that. But I think some of technology are overused or over engineered. We can use a practical solution instead of blockchain, or we can use like uh, there's actually for cryptocurrency right now. I think is there's a lot of there's too much.
Okay.
There's too much currency in the world right now. So and some currency they said it decentralized, but it isn't, because
Right.
decentralization is mean it should have a rule that cannot bend if it is a currency. So sorry, do you hear me? I think my connection is lost.
Yeah, we still hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. So I think everything had both sides of a coin. Every technology also have both sides of a coin.
Right. Yeah.
A hammer can use to fix your house or can use to kill someone. It depends on the user.
Right. 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 Hmm. Any
Yes,
other
I
take on
would
this? Yeah.
I would
I want to
agree
add this.
to everybody. Oh, you want to go first? Okay, I'll continue. So I think, yeah, come like new technology, new innovation. There's both sides, as Pitong said, and there's also like scarier side, like Otto said. So I think what I would recommend to everybody who is skeptical or not skeptical is to study and to learn about the technology you're about to adopt, right? So you should be aware of all the pros and cons. So educate yourself before you jump like right into a new thing. So I think that's the best way to protect yourself. Uh, Not only yourself as well, because like in the future when everyone has access to the internet, mobile phone, like kids nowadays, they can search anything on the internet. And sometimes parents does not know everything that they are looking online, right? Because we have incognito mode and stuff. So I think the best way to go about adopting new technology is to educate yourself about all the possibilities and try to stay on top of like the new trends, the new innovation. To Yeah, I think that's the best way to move forward whenever we face with like new things.
Yeah. I want to top up, Amar. I want to change Photo's mind about
Okay.
blockchain.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like if you are in the creative world, all of us have been suppressed by the world's capitalism methodology. If you're artist, you sell your art at the street of the road, it's only $1. It's very sad. But with blockchain, it creates a new creative solutions for the whole world. So beautiful that it starts to bring all different industries together to create new solutions. So, because everyone's skeptical, because when they read, it's always talking about public blockchains. They never actually read about private blockchains in the country. A lot of the things are happening: agriculture, private blockchain, hospitality, private blockchains, all to enhance the technology of the country. Yeah. So you can actually look into it in detail, like just now Peter said, study more detail. But what is interesting in the future is the merge between private blockchain and enterprise blockchain, public blockchain and enterprise blockchain. Enterprise is private blockchain. So the merge will create a hybrid blockchain that will create other types of technology that we never dream of before. That is when the collusion between the decentralized and centralized movement. But I don't know what's going to happen. Probably in another 10 years. We'll see.
Okay. Yes, I think that's an interesting topic. But since that you guys are so much familiar in this field, how much have you like gained an understanding of this? Like, would you say you 100% trust this field of this blockchain idea?
Well, Mr. Ridha try to change my mind, right? And actually, you doesn't need to change my mind. Actually, I'm not against the blockchain that much. I just told that it's not now, but one day they will come to us. Definitely, just like for now, it's too chaotic from now.
Right.
Wait, but wait until it calm down and it because blockchain is not only the cryptocurrency, right? Because it's a technology that contains the information, and then if the blockchain is better than now, the information will comes and go faster than ever, and everyone will keep. I think that the technology will go further. But yeah, for now it's like all of the blockchain ideas or technology are on into the something that quite it's not. I think what does it call it? Like a proof of concept right now. It's not like the real tangible one. So yeah, we need to wait. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting take. As think as many of you said, the more you learn about this, and as people realize what are the cons associated with this, then they'll be able to like make decisions much more quicker. But I see like in this industry, especially, there are a lot of people investing their time and money into this, so it is a successful field. So yeah, I think it is being shown from places to places.
Actually, Amar, I'm like Pitong. I only believe in Bitcoin or maybe a little bit of Ether. Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, the thing that I believe is actually the innovations part.
right.
One of the things that I still haven't figured out, I want to challenge Pito, is how to play sepak takraw with AI. This is something we've been discussing in Malaysia. I don't know how to bring the VR to the lake to play sepak takraw. So that's something that people have been asking.
Piotr, do you have a reply?
Yes.
Okay.
I just call. I just type เหนื่อยครับ
Okay. Good. Right. Is there any questions from there? Okay. If not, I would like to now. This is a question on your perception. So, what is the meaning of beyond design in your personal opinion?
For my personal opinion, I think you cannot go beyond digital because everything is still it's, it's like the digital immersive to your life, fully immersed.
Right. Ah, right.
Like
Okay.
you don't have to think about interaction anymore.
Right.
At the end of the line, it may be like the technology will be sent, like if you want to send some information to your electronic device, you just think,
Mm,
but that's still digital. So beyond digital for me is offline.
offline. Okay. Okay. Piotr, Pirida, Peter.
พี่เทิร์นก่อนครับ
Oh, okay. Yes. I think for me, like from a gaming side, it's like a parallel universe where
Okay.
we live our second, third, fourth, how many ever lives we have there. For example, The Sims, right? You build a house, you play with life. Basically, you have your avatar, you create new stories. And I think like when the pandemic happened, one game became so popular, Animal Crossing. It's also where people, escape reality and go in there to build their own island, make new friends, decorate their digital life, right? So I think the future, I mean, like even now, the beyond digital is like that's like your second home. That's where your other identity exists, and people are forming emotional attachment with their world. They want to show off. They want to play with friends. So it's like it's not physical, right? But you can go there to relax, have fun, meet other people. So beyond digital, it's like kind of like digital and physical are kind of like blending into each other. Like concept as well. Like when you want to send a message, do transaction, whatever. So it's like a part of like a loop in your life. It's like a normal action. You don't think it as like a separate world. It's like a parallel universe that you jump into and jump out of all the time.
So, in short, would you label beyond digital as escape?
Not escape. Escape meaning your life is miserable.
No.
Let's say it's like you go there to, let's say you work the whole day, you go back and you watch Netflix, right? That's how you relax. So when you go into the
So
game,
leisure.
that's how you relax. Yeah, leisure, relax, or
Okay.
new experience. You
Right.
enrich your life with new experience, like we are, right? You're like, I want to go to the beach, but I have to go to work tomorrow. So you put on your VR glass,
Okay.
turn on the ambient, and you just like lay there in your room.
Okay. Okay. It's good. Piotr, Rida.
I really think about something in Peter say that we use we play the games, we play some games like the Animal Crossing or game that have a community online, right? I feel like actually now the community online that we have right now, like the Facebook, or we have VR chat that we can using VR and go into the digital world together, is like it's evolved from the old world, but it's not changed. It's just evolved because of we already have some kind of community like that, like we have a web board or just some website that we gather the person that has some same interest together, right? And
Right.
it's like when time goes by, the technology comes and make that kind of concept be tangible. So it's like from the web board, from the forums become Facebook. Now from the Facebook becomes the Discord that you can voice chat. And right now we can when it becomes a VR chat, or the like the old game that called Second Life. we uh, we try, it's like we try to merge, and that kind of life is like it's more appear physically to us, um เขาเรียกอะไรเนี่ย yeah, yeah, it's more appearing to us, something like that. And yeah, that's it's like if we are going to quite to being in the state of beyond digital. But yeah, so it's like my idea, my meaning of beyond digital is the thing that came after that, when the digital world and the real world are merging together, and we cannot distinguish between each world, and that two world are one, and we need to find something else that beyond that. So if maybe it's not called digital anymore, but
Right.
that's a state of beyond digital. Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you. What about you, Sarita?
Okay, beyond digital, interesting thoughts of question. Present digital, what I think is now is we are all stuck in the hunger for knowledge through digitalization and social media and also transaction. But for me, beyond digital is other things, which is how it can impact our in real life sustainable livelihood, and we create empowerment through creating of sustainable communities and sustainable cities. That is beyond digital, using digitalization to move our country, to move our society, to move the
Right.
world. Yeah, so that's why I think now is the time where all the youth come together and become the future leaders. Thank you.
There. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Uh, that being said, I think this covers the entire question. But there's one question, but this was slightly implemented in our conversation. I could still put it. So if it's different, you don't need to answer it. But this goes: will people accept the concept of metaverse as a normal form of communication?
You want me to answer this? What?
Go ahead.
All right, all right. So a few years ago, before pandemic, I think everyone doesn't know how to use Zoom. But
Yeah.
during pandemic, the whole world know how to use Zoom, right? Probably we'll need another pandemic for everyone to use Metaverse. But I don't, I should know. But as it is,
Yeah.
I think just now one of the speakers said about use case.
Mm,
Metaverse need real use case. Right now,
mhm,
Metaverse doesn't have a real use case yet, and it's
mm,
still being defined. Metaverse use case for gaming is very clear, but
right.
Metaverse use case for the real world is not so clear. So
Right.
these are experimental that people need to do to see why we need Metaverse in the first place. It is an option or not an option, right?
Mm,
So we'll see how it goes. Well, metaverse used to be the word metaverse used to be cyber city development 20 years ago, Mamar. In 1999, people do a lot of writing on it.
oh,
Now 20
really?
years after, it's called Meta.
Meta, yeah.
Yeah, 20 years later, 2040, I don't know what is it gonna be called.
Mm. So it's
Something
ever
else.
changing. So it's ever changing, huh?
Ever changing because technology is coming. Into 1999, people were just doing writings,
Mm,
articles, a lot of
right.
writings, articles. Now, because of the progression of the social media, e-commerce, blockchain, NFT, and future high polygon 5G, 6G, and then also artificial intelligence integration in the metaverse, it will be something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other take on this?
So I think metaverse is a wonderful concept, but it's
Mhm,
still too early nowadays.
mhm,
Because for me, metaverse is definition is the same with an internet. So
mm,
nobody own an internet. Metaverse need a lot collaboration between a tech giant to create the one and only metaverse that as a one single platform as the word internet.
mhm,
So we don't we so the metaverse is like you can immerse yourself into the digital things, digital world and internet. It's like you can inquire any information from the internet instantly, not just only the cyber city, but like is it can anything in your life can be accessed to the internet, and the internet become part of your daily life in the real world by augmented reality, by virtual reality, or any form of technology. But right
mm,
now, the technology is one of the obstacle. The
mm.
device that you need to access the metaverse is also another one of the obstacle. Maybe it can be happen in actually in our lifetime,
Okay.
and it will be a great concept. But right now, there's a lot of people trying to fund for this project and try to make it happen because they know it's an obvious future.
Okay. So it has like a potential, but we're just not there yet. Yeah.
There's a long way there.
Okay.
It's still just a starting.
Okay. Right. That's really cool to think about. Certain San Otto, any take
Yeah,
on it?
I agree with Pitong a lot, a lot
Okay.
about the word metaverse. I think we
Mm,
need to redefine the word metaverse because of the metaverse. The word metaverse is too grand, it's too big,
mm,
it's too
mm,
far. Like we use the wording meta for the something that go beyond something like metaphysics or something like psycho philosophy or something like that. It's like
mm,
we for now our technology couldn't reach that point, and um, why we need to still looking for why we just why we define this point as the meta when we just couldn't finish this point. I mean, it's
mm,
like the word metaverse is too big. But
mm,
what are we going? What we are going to do right now is so small compared with the knowledge that we haven't gained, haven't know yet,
mm,
and
right.
there's a lot of more we need to learn a lot. I think we should have some word like the not multiverse. It's not, this is not Marvel, okay? This is not Marvel, so it's no multiverse. It's like hybrid verse, something like that, that merge to work together about the digital and physical, because we are not reached the state of meta yet, something like that.
It's cool. The third.
Yes, I think it's a possibility in the future, but I think there is like I'm not sure if it's in Metaverse, but it's similar. Last year during the pandemic, when we would have to work from home, right, and we feel lonely, there's this website. I don't know what's it called, but you can create your avatar. And
Is it Rec Room?
I think so. Like you can sit
Yeah.
at your desk, like you can design your office space. You can sit and
Yeah.
work. And if you want to talk with your colleague, you walk up there and then you start to chat.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think that's like a low-key metaverse, I guess. So I think it's a possibility that can happen in the future, but time will tell. Quote of the day, time will tell.
Right. This, you know what, this discussion has definitely been an eye opener. I myself wasn't that much invested into the whole idea of multiverse, multi metaverse. So this has definitely been an eye opener. So thank you, everybody. And that was the last questions that we had as a whole. And seeing as there's no question from the live, I would like to thank every single people that have attended this lecture today. Thank you for your time, and thank you for this specific schedule that you took out of your busy schedule. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you, Krab.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So again, I would like to thank everybody who came to the DEX-Series today. It has been an honor to speak on behalf of the SOAD as a designer and as a student. This is also our final session for DEX-Series. So again, I would like to thank our guests for devoting their significant time from their busy schedules to this wonderful cause. I believe that everybody has learned something from today's series, a new skill, a new knowledge. And that being said, until next time, thank you very much. Bye.